In this session, we'll examine how parallel blends are created. We will be creating the part shown on the screen, which is composed of 3 different cross-sectional shapes. We'll begin at a point after having selected to begin a new part using the default template, and then select the drop-down commands Insert, Blend, Protrusion. And then select Parallel, Regular Section, Sketch Section, and Done. The attribute option that we'll select is Straight, followed by the Done command. And now we'll choose the front datum plane as our sketching plane, followed by the OK option. We'll next select the option Right, and then click on the right datum plane to define our reference plane. After turning the datum planes off, we'll begin sketching our first cross-section. Since we have now completed the sketch of our first cross-section, we'll move on to the next cross-section by clicking the right mouse button and selecting the Toggle Section option. Notice that the first cross-section has now turned gray. We'll now begin the sketch of our second cross-section by drawing 2 horizontal lines. Then we'll add 2 tangent arcs. Now we'll modify the dimensions to the desired values. This completes our second cross-section, so we'll click the right mouse button and select the Toggle Section option in order to move on to the third cross-section. We'll sketch our third cross-section. Now we'll select the Continue icon since we have completed the definition of all 3 cross-sections. We'll now enter a depth of 400 for section number 2, and then enter an incremental depth of 400 for section number 3. And then we'll preview and accept the new feature by clicking on the OK button. Now let's make a modification to the blend that we just completed. We'll open the Model Tree window and click on the protrusion that we just created. Now we'll right-click the mouse and select the Edit Definition option. We'll now double-click on the attribute line in the Element window. And then select the option Smooth, followed by the Done command. And then we'll preview and accept the feature. Notice how the transition from one cross-section to the next has changed from the previous straight blend option. Our last operation will be to shell out the inside of our new feature. Since the protrusion is already pre-selected, we'll click on the Shell Tool icon. We now have a preview of a portion of the inside of the protrusion being removed. Now we will click on the References tab on the dashboard and then click on the surfaces at opposite ends of the blend feature. Next, we'll change the thickness to 5 and then verify and accept the shell operation.